Welcome to Rooted Women. This is class number 1, mapping the pelvis. The props you will need today is a space for yourself. So make sure doors are locked, doors are closed, phone is turned off. And if you live with other people, you made sure to tell them to not interrupt you for the next 75 minutes. Otherwise, you need your yoga mat, but again, if you don't have one, don't worry about it. Just have a blanket on the ground. We're going to need a chair, so make sure you got a chair close by. We will need a shawl. That could be a yoga strap as well, but it's kind of nice having the soft fabric of a shawl to use. Yoga blocks are very helpful. That could be a book. Most of us have different sizes books, so maybe you have a flatter one, a bigger one. If you don't have a yoga bolster, have a pillow, a big pillow. Maybe a sofa cushion is often quite good. Or we can also use the chair today instead of the bolster. And then a few blankets and a flat pillow. So make sure you get all these props, pause the video, and when you have it all, come back to the practice. Good. Today we're going to start seated. We can do that on the ground. I'm sitting on my yoga bricks, bringing the heels close to my perineum, to my pelvis. I'm going to take another blanket, roll it up, and place that underneath my knees. I can also be cross-legged, so letting the heels slide further to the opposite side and sit here. So my knees are fully supported and my hip flexors are relaxed. Now, if cross-legged is not your position, you can kneel over the bolster, which is quite comfortable for many people, or you place yourself on the chair. So now please don't shy away to sit on a chair, or if you have a sofa, sit on the sofa close by. This is about you being comfortable and you do the practice that suits your body and not the wish thinking of our ego. If you sit on the sofa, on a chair, maybe place a book underneath your feet so that our knees are in line with our hips, and that we all, wherever we sit, we feel our sitting bones on the prop, on the ground, on the chair. So again, take your time to settle in. Let your hands rest wherever they want to rest for now. Maybe palms facing up or down. Maybe you feel drawn to holding your chest or holding your belly. And take a beautiful breath in. And then open your mouth and allow the breath to leave your mouth. Maybe even a sound. So we're using this breath to land here in the space. And another one. Let yourself drop in and down into your body. And after a while, we're allowing the breath to become quiet. The mouth stays closed. If the nose is free and you breathe through the nose in and out. And we're giving ourselves this moment of stillness just for you, being here. Welcoming everything that is present right now for you. You may need to adjust your seat, and you do so. Make sure you are comfortable. You maybe fear your mind is very busy, and that's okay. You may hear lots of action in other rooms in your house, and that's okay. You may feel some aches, pains, injuries, or conditions you are working with, and that's okay. Nothing to push away, everything to invite in. Landing here, this is your time, your space, your practice. You deserve this moment of stillness. Letting everything soften, the insides of your ears, your eyelids, the muscles around your eyes, your chest, your ribs, your belly, releasing your neck. Swallow a few times. Well done. From here, we're placing one hand onto your forehead, one hand to the back of your head. And just holding your head here, which maybe is still buzzing with all the events of today. Work, kids, family, partner, friends, dogs, to-do list, past, future. And pausing here and just holding your head and let these voices, the craziness of your head, of your mind, just be present. Maybe there's a tiredness, a fatigue. And if you hear worries or doubts, if you're stressed, if we're happy and relaxed and present, whatever it is, we're going to thank our mind. We're thanking our mind for keeping us alive by planning and watching out for us. By thinking about every step we are doing, planning the future, analyzing the past. Thank you, mind. Thank you. Thank you. And noticing by thanking how you may feel the softness happening of your brain, your face, your energy. And sliding your hands to your heart space, the center of your chest, and you could hold one hand on top of the other, the front. Maybe it feels comfortable to hold the front and the back, but again, nothing is better or worse, just what suits your body today. Let your awareness tune into the heart space here, which maybe feels quite open and vast and radiant, which maybe feels quite small, Maybe there's sadness, maybe there's grief, maybe there's heartache, maybe there's also joy, and maybe there's nothing today. In our heart, we're going to thank. Thanks for the love and compassion we feel for others, the love and compassion we give to others, and the love and compassion we receive. We're thanking our heart for when it feels small and the walls are closed down as it protects us. And we're thanking our heart for its courage when it opens its doors again and invites other people in. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then our hands coming down to the pelvis, the belly. One hand can be right here on the lower belly, maybe even fingers touching the pubic bone. The other hand can move to your sacrum as you hold your pelvis here. And maybe both hands rest at the front. Make it so it suits your body. And down and in we're breathing. To the root, the ground of ourself. To the density and fluidity of our being. In the space of stability, creativity. The space of our origin. And slowly let yourself land low. Let yourself land in your roots. And here we're going to thank our physical body for providing the vehicle for our souls so that we can experience life. We're thanking our body for the challenges it brings to us, the pains, the aches, the illnesses. And we're also thanking our body for giving us the opportunity to be here, to walk, to run, to touch, to smell, to eat, to consume, to sense, to feel. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let's take together a beautiful breath in. Let your hands rest wherever they need to rest. And out through the mouth. And again, inhale. Maybe arms up over the side. Big stretch and exhale, palms facing down. Okay, let's open our eyes. We're going to make our way down onto the ground. I give you two options. How about you use one of your flat pillows or your blanket for your head, so that we can rest our head on something soft and we're not hyperextending our throat. You could use your chair now, if you have it. Maybe place another blanket on top so that we're making the edges of our chair soft. Or if you have a bolster and that feels more welcoming for you today, use the bolster underneath your knees. Right, so if we come to lie down with the chair, we're going to bring the knees, so the back of your knees, to the edges of the chair, all right? Not here where there's space. We want the back of your knees supported. And then we slowly calm down. Whoop, move dog. Oh my gosh. Good to kick the animals out of your practice. Seriously, come to the side. All right, here we are. Again, let yourself settle down, adjust your head supported, just your legs. You maybe need a blanket as we're coming into the deeper autumn days. Nights are colder, so make sure you're warm enough. Take responsibility for your well-being. That means, yes, finding something warm to wear. Take a breath through the nose in and out through the nose. Place your palms onto your lower belly. So we're creating a triangle. Your index fingers and your thumbs touching, creating this triangle pointing down, fingertips resting on your pubic bones, and your palms maybe resting on your ASIS, these two front hip bones of your pelvis. As we inhale, you're going to move your palms to the side. As we exhale, you let your palms move back on top of your belly in the mudra, letting your fingertips touch. Good. And we do this a few times. And allow this, as you exhale, to be a landing home. Feel yourself landing in and down in your body. And as you exhale the next time, land. Land here. Keep your palms on your belly. Softening your jaw and your mouth. As we inhale, let your knees touch, like you internally rotate your legs in your hip sockets. And then as you exhale, let them flop out. So inhaling, knees touch, a bit of effort. Exhale, release, let your legs fall apart so that we start to release our inner thighs, often some muscles which we grip and hold tight. Sensation of protection. And if today is not the day where we're releasing our inner thighs, that is okay. This practice is about awareness and not achieving. Last one. your knees apart so they're slightly away from each other, and feel your inner thighs softening. And let yourself again land a little bit deeper in yourself. Good. We're going to start to move our pelvis. Our pelvis is this bony structure of our iliac crescent and bones, which sit at the side. You feel at the front. These two pointy bits, often called your hip bones, your ASIS. It's your pubic bone in the front where your vulva starts. It's your sitting bones, these two pointy bits where our buttocks is, the two bones we should sit on. So this is all your pelvis. It's your sacrum. At the back, it is your tailbone, the last bit of your spine. And that's what we're going to move, which means as you inhale, you let your tailbone point down to the ground. That arches the lower back. Your sacrum comes off the ground. As you exhale, let the lower back come down to the ground. Lower belly releases, lower back on the earth. Tailbone is tucked under. Good. Move with your breath here. Nothing to achieve. Feeling yourself rocking over the ground with your sacrum, becoming aware of the bony landscape of your pelvis. Becoming aware of how maybe the movement is running away from our breath, as the mind is still busy trying to control, achieve, just do this task. And then let yourself drop into the experience of just rocking the pelvis forwards and backwards. You can use your fingertips now on these two ASIS, these two hip bones in the front. And as you exhale, gently push onto them. That will tip your pelvis and tucks your tailbone. Inhale, release the pressure to untuck. So it's almost a little bit, you move your pelvis with your fingers. Well done. And then let your pelvis land somewhere in the neutral position where we're between untucking and tucking, and we feel a sense of spaciousness in the front and in the back. Your palms can rest again on your belly. Take a breath in here. Sigh it out. Well done. Sliding now your knees towards your chest. You may have to move the chair a little bit further away, creating some space. And these are in your chest, have them to the side. Maybe there's just need for stillness here right now as your knees are to the side. Or maybe there's need to move and you guide your legs so you feel your bones of your legs in your hip socket, and you allow the muscles around your hip socket to release as your arms take over and moving your legs around soft towards you, away from you, together and apart. Like there you controlling a crane with your hands, moving these bits, which I forgot the name, the handlebars of the crane. Let your jaw soften and then let yourself land in a still pose. What does that mean for you? Does it need to be closed and hug in, which is fine? Does it need to be wide? That's fine. Let your breath come down into your pelvis. Let yourself connect to the space of stillness. And from here, rolling to the side. And moving up. Land, and just notice already maybe there's a heaviness in your system. Maybe there's tiredness. Maybe you've been tired, and by slowing down it shows you how tired you actually are. Just notice these changes in your energy. We're going to sit up now. If you got a bolster or a cushion, a harder cushion, like from your sofa that is kind of shaped as a bolster, you can use that. Or you're going to use your chair to sit on. I show you first the option on the chair, and then I'm going to go down onto my bolster. So if you come up on the chair, we're going to use a blanket slightly rolled up, and we're going to sit on it right underneath your pelvis. You could use your blocks underneath your feet here as well again. Now listen up, if you have a prolapse of very tight pelvic floor muscles and anything underneath hurts, make sure you soften it a bit. If you have to have a ball here, sometimes this is not what it is, but if you have like a Pilates ball, take out some air of the Pilates ball, maybe sit on here. But also if you have a prolapse and it's very uncomfortable to sit, you're going to lie on your back, and you can do the same on your back, which I'm going to show you. So if you use a bolster, you do the same thing. You take a blanket, you roll it up, and you kneel over it, and you sit on it. Yeah. Or if this is, as I said, with a prolapse quite uncomfortable, you come to lie down and you put the blanket you have, or maybe you got your Pilates ball, maybe you got a brick, and you just put that brick onto your pelvis. So we go into the muscles of your pelvic floor, and I guess I understand that this is maybe uncomfortable, and there is nothing you have to do. This is your practice. Or what we're doing is we're using touch of a prop to get our brain connected with the muscles. Yes. So there is no sexual thing happening here. Sensual, yes, as we're feeling like we're giving our arms a rub. There's sensuality in our pelvis, in our vulva. You can also just hold it with your hand. You can lie here and just hold it. So I need you to choose the position that will suit your body today and your mind. I'm going to sit on my bolster and roll up my blanket, and I'm going to sit on it. Here we go. Land. Take a breath through the nose in, out through the mouth. And then all what we are doing here is allowing to feel, allowing to sense any sensation in our pelvis as we sit here. You may feel your vulva in the front pushing against the blanket or prop. You may feel your left and right sitting bone. You may feel your pubic bone in the front. Maybe you feel your tailbone in the back. Maybe you don't feel anything. Fine. It's not about that you have to feel anything here. It's about noticing and becoming aware of what we're feeling. Maybe there's comfort or discomfort. And let's bring our hands back to the forehead, to the back of our head. And acknowledging the mind who is searching for sensations, for the right sensations to be felt here. And thanking our mind again. Thank you. Allowing our mind to relax, to drop it down, to just be and feel. Hands to your heart. Maybe feeling here the emotion that are coming up. Maybe there's disappointment, fear, heartache. Holding those emotions. It's okay. Thanking our heart for holding it all. Thank you. And allowing yourself to drop a little bit deeper. Hands on your pelvis. Now allow you just to feel what is present. Maybe you feel a pulse in your vulva. Maybe there's darkness. Maybe there is life, movement. Connecting to the mystery, meaning no expectations, just landing here. Instead of grasping, holding, releasing in and down. Going to connect more to the physical landscape of our pelvis as we start to rock forwards and backwards with our pelvis. As we rock forwards and backwards, we may start to feel the pubic bone in the front and then the tailbone in the back. And that space that lies between pubic bone, clitoris, vulva, vagina, anus, tailbone. Between your anus and your vagina lies your perineum. Rocking forwards, backwards to sense that space. As we're sensing this space, we're creating new and old neural pathways, brain down into the pelvis, connecting. Then let your pelvis move left, right. So you bring more weight into the left and into the right sitting bone. Say it out. And just by being here, this can be quite emotional. So allow yourself to be tender here. Allow it to run through. We don't have to tap into any stories. We can just allow the emotions to move through, connecting. There's lots of shame we're holding here. So we're going to rotate our pelvis, pubic bone to your left sitting bone, to your tailbone, to your right sitting bone, creating this landscape of the bones of our pelvis and the space in between. Now, how are they situated? Can you feel there is a diamond shape? Pubic bone, sitting bone, tailbone, creating this diamond shape. Change directions as we're going to rotate our pelvis around. Now I want you to reduce that rotation till you land right in your center. Same amount of weight in your left and right sitting bone. Without pushing your breath down, let your breath land down. Without contracting, holding or lifting your pelvic floor, let the breath bounce on an exhale back up and out. There's no lifting, there's no grasping, there's no contracting. Just let the breath move in and out. Maybe you sense, maybe it's lined underneath, maybe not. You feel an opening of your vulva, your anus, your perineum as you inhale. as you exhale, maybe you feel coming together. I don't want you to contract or lift here, just observe. Well done. Okay. We're going to make our way onto all fours. So just moving your props to the side. Letting now our pelvis circle. And as you circle your pelvis, just as we were doing before, sitting down, your breath moves side and change directions. And then I want you to scoop your pelvis under, showing it more diagonal. Scoop it under. Oh, good. All right. I want you now to come up towards standing. And we're going to place our hands on our knees. And here we're doing the scooping again, and now we're going a little bit more into our tailbone. So we're here, we scoop under, and the whole pelvis is scooping under. Now, we got a tailbone. We're letting our tailbone whack, right? Moving forwards and backwards, using our whole pelvis to do so. See now if we can reduce this. Let's see if we can whack our tailbone and drawing our tailbone towards our clitoris in the front. So whacking it. And that now it's not this movement anymore. Scooping under. That's how we start to get a feeling what we're doing now. And this is a minimal movement which you can't really see. You could place your hand on your tailbone and see, can I move my tailbone? Can I wag it forwards? And just observe. Try it out. Maybe there's nothing. Fine. Maybe there's lots. Fine. How does the space in between feel? Good. And we can as well whack our clitoris, just like the tailbone. We can move the clitoris towards the tailbone. And we can do that here, same standing, and see, can we draw our clitoris back? That may be more accessible, or maybe the opposite. If standing, it doesn't feel right, you can sit at the edge of your chair, lean a bit forwards, and you can do the same here. See if we can draw the clitoris towards the vagina or the anus. letting it waggle. You could observe that when you have a moment for yourself and put a mirror underneath you, and you could observe if it moves or not. So just noticing here, does it move or not? And it's absolutely fine if we don't feel anything right now. This is class number 1. This is mapping the pelvic floor. We're landing. We are landing. You got this recording. You keep on practicing. Let's start to connect our brain with our muscles in our pelvis. Good. From here, come up to standing. And just move it out. Let your hips move. Good. You're going to come all the way back down, lying down. Lying on our side, we're going to use our chair again. And we're lying down. The top leg is on top of our chair. We're going to make sure it is comfortable. We got maybe a blanket or a pillow underneath your head. Make sure if it's hard underneath, bolster it out. And we're lying on our side. Good, land here. And this is a beautiful pose to release the muscles of our pelvic, especially of our pelvic floor. And notice yourself landing here. Notice how over time the body realizes it doesn't need to hold the top leg, it can release. And as we release our muscles, there's a softening happening, an opening, an ungripping. We're using our hands again to investigate our pelvis. We're going to start in the front and we're going to feel again here our ASIS, these two bony hip bones in the front, and just let your hands land on here. And when you go a little bit up and then over the side back, you feel your iliac crescent. It's like a spine. You can feel it on top. This is where we hold our hands as a woman. Sometimes to be sexy or sometimes to be strong, to say our words with more meaning. When we carry our kids. So connect here. Move it along, and as you move it along, you will feel at the back. There is your sacrum, your iliac, that plate-like bone that holds the side safe, that protects the organs of your pelvis, meets your sacrum. Sacrum is a bit where your spine meets your pelvis, and it's like, again, it's like almost like a diamond shape. And from there, your tailbone moves out and it curls slightly in. You can feel that. Why don't you touch your sacral, maybe just hold it. What a beautiful space to just be held. And feeling the warmth of your palm on your pelvis. Sliding it all the way over the iliac to the front, where you feel from your ASIS, if you move down, there is your pubic bones, which are actually two, and they're meeting right in the middle. The pubic symphysis, a tiny little joint, almost no movement, and some of you maybe notice in pregnancy quite a lot of pain here. That happens to a few women. So just noticing here, there we are. Front of your pelvis, move to the side, move to the back, and then you're going to bring your top knee into your chest, and there you're going to find, now as you feel your buttocks, you're going to find your sitting bone. So you've got your tailbone, feel that. From your tailbone, move to your sitting bone. And then you can, this is your practice, you don't need to touch you at all. You may just move with your mind along. You could feel again from here your pubic bone, and you got that half of your diamond shape. And sometimes when we got hypertonic pelvic floor, so when the muscles of our pelvis are constantly tight due to experience, giving birth, trauma, stress, grief, these muscles get tight and we hold them in, and you can feel when you bring your fingers to the inside of your sitting bone and there's tenderness. When you feel that, that means maybe we need to be much more releasing our pelvis than constantly tightening it. So place your hands at the inside of your sitting bone, and we're just moving our leg. And you start to feel here muscles going more deeper into the muscles of your pelvis. Maybe you find a position here which feels quite good, and you pause and you breathe. And as you feel your hands on the muscles of your pelvis, you may feel them moving as you breathe. And then release your sitting bone. Rest your leg. Just notice these sensations here you feel. Maybe you are more connected to your vulva, the muscles, the sensations. Maybe you feel the warmth, the ease, the left more than the right side. And that's all what we want to feel. We want to feel these sensations, like we want to feel the sensations in our palms, the sensation on our leg, our shoulders, and our face. So we do want to feel sensations in our pelvis. Take your time now. You may want to stay here longer as you practice the recording. You can pause as we then turn to the other side. So I need to make my head come a little bit higher to find more comfort. And top leg rest. And just let yourself land here. Let your body notice. You don't have to hold. you release. Using now your hand. Let's start at our pubic bone in the front. Investigate, feel. Here you are. So many muscles are attached to the front of your pubic bone and then wrapping around like a hammock towards your coccyx. So let's be aware of this part of your pelvis. Let your hands come to your ASIS, your hip bone, your iliac crescent, that plate like super protector muscle where your hip is, your thigh bone connects into the pelvis, the spine of your iliac crescent. How often have you rested your hands here? When we're exhausted, when we're doing the work, when we're telling our kids off, when we're cuddling them, when we hold them here. And down, going towards the sacrum, sacroiliac joint. Often we got so much pain here from misalignment of the pelvis through posture and life. Come on, rest your hand, hold. Feeling your coccyx, your tailbone. You can feel even here the muscles next to your tailbone again. Here are the muscles attached of your pelvic floor. And if you feel tenderness here, again, that could be maybe we're holding too much tension. Feeling now your sitting bone. You can feel it as you start to bring the knee into your chest. Now your sitting bone is coming out in there. Hold your hand on it. Feel the connection, sitting bone, tailbone. There's a connection, ligaments, fascia, connecting tissues, muscles. Holding the inside again, if you hear, notice, oh, here's my anus. You can touch it. Your vagina, perineum, maybe to the front. Oh, here's already the beginning of my pubis. This is your pelvic floor, just a bit of your body. And as you hold maybe now again the inside of your sitting bone, you let your leg move. Tender, if you feel there's pain, if there's tension, just gently, don't push too hard. Rest where it feels good, move. Take a few breaths. And then release, let your leg rest on top of your chair or sofa. And you can feel, sense everything that is there. A release, a tenderness, a softness, a warmth. then from here, letting yourself roll again back on your back. You can come back as we started with your legs on top of the chair, or bringing the bolster on the knees. Your knees, take a breath in, let your knees come together. Exhale, let them fall out. Place your hands on your lower belly, let them land in your mudra. Let your fingertips rest on your pubic. Let your base of your palm rest on your ayas, so that your palms resting on the space of your womb and uterus. Ovaries of your uterus and ovaries. So not all of us may still have their womb and their ovaries. That's fine. We're resting them on the energetic space. We're resting them on the energetic space. Let yourself land here. Let your shoulders relax. Let the space between your eyebrows ease. Let your teeth part, soften your lips. Swallow a few times to release your throat. Shoulders relaxing, arms easing into the earth. Landing in the space of your womb and the energetic space of your ovaries. And how does this space feel for you? How does the space feel for you? Maybe there's a connection or a disconnection. Maybe there's sadness or grief. Maybe there's a dullness and numbness. Everything is welcome. You know you are safe here in the space. You're safe in your body. Maybe the space feels alive. Maybe there's energy. Maybe the energy moves. Maybe it's a calm spiral. Maybe it's a movement up and down your legs. Or maybe up and down your torso. Maybe it's a pulsing. And ask yourself the question, what is it that my pelvis needs? What is it that it needs? Stillness, movement. Nourishment. is it that it needs? Joy, connection, dance, warmth. Maybe it is quite clear what it needs today. Or maybe there is nothing and everything is welcome. This is a practice, not an achievement. Maybe the answer comes to us later tonight, tomorrow, next week. Let's take a beautiful breath through the nose in. And sigh it out through the mouth. Lovely yards. Letting these come into your chest. Or you may be exactly where you need to be and you're going to stay. Maybe rocking left, right. Oh, making your way onto one side, taking your time here. This is your practice. Pause on your side. Moving up towards the seated pose. It would be quite nice if you choose again the pose the way you started. So if you were sitting on a prop or over the bolster or on your chair, come back to it so that we come back here to sit. Let your hands rest wherever they need to rest. I just notice maybe you feel a little bit more rooted down in your pelvis. Maybe there is more a connection between your sitting bones and the ground. Maybe we landed from our busy mind, from being all in our head, a little bit more in and down in our body. Let's take our arms to the side. Inhale. And then exhale, giving ourselves a lovely, lovely hug. Your chin drop to your chest. Thank you very much for creating this space to practice and to come back to yourself, trusting me by joining this course. I am available over email, so don't shy away from asking any questions you may have. Or if you want to send me some feedback how the practice landed, I would love to hear from you. Even though you may not be at the live session, you are here with me in the course, you're with me in the space. So check in with me, let me know how you're going along. And this was class number 1 of Rooted Woman.